Hello, my darlings. My name is Victoria, and this is Veritas Tarot. Scorpio, I'm going to do your Scorpio on Sunday reading, but on Monday. I am sorry I wasn't able to do it yesterday for you. This is where we look at the week ahead, and I'm going to give you 7 spiritual messages for the week ahead. For those this reading is meant for those it's intended for. And if it is intended for you, it will resonate with you. And let's see what messages wish to come out for you today. Just as a very quick announcement, I've just launched memberships of my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in looking at what other perks I am able to offer members, do click on the join button below. So thank you, my darlings. Let's see what wishes to come out for you. We're going to look at the first message, and we're going to call it Monday, but you know, these are 7 spiritual messages for you. So let's just call them different days of the week. And they may correlate to something that's happening for you on that particular day, but these are 7 messages for you for whenever, for the week ahead, from whenever you're meant to see them. My readings are timeless. Thank you, Spirit, for Monday. Thank you. What wishes to come out? The Tarot of Curious Creatures. Thank you. Let's just see. Whoa, that one wanted to come out. So 8 of Cups wanted to come out. Thank you very much, Spirit. The 8 of Cups. There is, and the Fool on the bottom of the deck. So the 8 of Cups, this is a message for those of you who are feeling like you're energetically, knowingly, understandingly embracing or walking away from something. There is a sort of way that you're doing it, an energetic way that you're doing it, where you're saying, you know what, this is right for me to do. I trust in this. I know that it's quite easy to stay where I am, but actually I'm making a choice to move away energetically from something. Now, this could be something to do with your career, a relationship, a long form of connection to something or someone. But 8 of Cups, walking away, because the sense of fulfillment there is no longer, but the sense, it's almost like you've been pushed away. Thank you, Spirit. You've outgrown that space that you were in, and energetically, it's time for you to move. It's time for you to embrace the new. And it might be a longer journey than you might otherwise wish or hope for. But this is the draft. This is your higher self is kind of stressing their stuff here. They know, your higher self knows that this is exactly what your soul is intending to do at this time. The 8 of Cups and the Fool, to take a leap of faith. To do it with the understanding that you're going to be called to embrace this new expanded energetic structure, this whatever's in the unknown, the infinite unknown, to embrace it, to walk forward, knowing that it feels right for you to do so. When something feels right for you, then it's a really good spiritual sign, spiritual present breadcrumb that you're on the right track, you're on the right path. So that's the 8 of Cups, my darlings. And whatever you're feeling, remember during this 8 of Cups, because when we're in the 8 of Cups space, it can be quite emotionally draining. It can appear fulfilling at times and draining at other times. Just remember, like the tides, things will come and go. You will never feel too overwhelmed. You will always, things will recede and come back and recede and come back. So you will only ever be given those emotions that you can actually handle at the time. It's not constant. It's a consistent, like a tide. Okay, it's like a tide, the emotions that you're feeling at this time. And it's necessary to have both, because it's part of the cycle of life that you are going through. So that's the Monday card. Let's look at Tuesday, your second spiritual message for the week, the Chariot. And on the bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune. So be like the tiger, the Wheel of Fortune. You are being asked, whilst things are moving apace, probably on a bicycle, maybe not so much on a chariot. I'll come back to that in a second. Maybe not quite as fast as you might otherwise wish it to happen. You're being asked with this chariot to maintain your grounded, centered space. Maintain your intense observation of what life is for yourself at this time. Maintain your patience and understanding and acceptance about where you are, because it is only the resistance within you for it to happen now, for things to change now, for it to be as you wish for it to be now, that is causing the confusion or uncomfortable feelings within you. The radical acceptance about where you are allows the spontaneous life flow to flow. It allows it to be at the ease it's wishing it to be. And this is Torah, okay? So this is Torah, tarot without the T. I much prefer tarot without the T. I should have done Veritas Tarot without the T, but I don't use the word should, so it is exactly as it's meant to be. Torah, divine law, rota, the wheel. So this is the divine law about where you are. And understanding spiritual laws of the universe is a great way to empower yourself and give yourself courage and strength. This tiger is, again, a very keen observer. So observe the opportunities that are presenting themselves to you. They may come in forms that you might not otherwise expect, because the wheel is about expecting the unexpected. And the Chariot card, is that in the background? That's interesting. The Chariot card here talks about when you are in balance, which a lot of us spend a lot of time trying to do, don't we? It's a bit like riding a bicycle. It's quite difficult to learn how to get into balance because we don't really understand what that balance means. But once we're in balance, it's much easier to maintain it when we're in a forward motion. So with this Chariot here, is the balance is understanding that there are necessary contrasts and conflicts in your life. There are necessary, you have to have one thing. You can't have one thing without the other. Everything is part of a cycle of life, and everything is there and designed at a soul level to help you grow, to help you evolve. And all of it is there for you to experience if you wish to see it as such. Now, with this card, there is also, with the balance, the understanding of the duality of your approach to life, to go forward with a knowing and trusting your feelings, trusting your heart, listening to your inner truth, your inner intuition, your inner knowing, your inner voice, and then balancing that out with proactive steps. So taking action, but with the right energy, my darling, taking action where you're preparing for what is coming in, taking action that is constructive, not destructive. So that's what you're doing in thought, word, and deed. Act, prepare, keep moving forward, create that momentum of energy, and that will create balance in your life. And then you'll feel like you're actually a bit of a pro at this. And this is the Chariot. This is movement forward. This is whatever movement forward you're doing is having a big impact in your life. And because you have made a very important, necessary decision to walk away from something that wasn't quite fulfilling, now the wheel is in motion. Things are starting to turn with the universe behind the scenes, which is lovely. And you've created, it's almost like you've created the perfect plot, the perfect landscape for the universe to come in and help nourish and flourish for you. So that is wonderful with the Chariot. Now the Camel, sorry, I'm talking a bit longer than normal, but I love these cards. The Camel in this talks about where you feel you might be now. Not everything appears as it is meant, as you are seeing it. It's there are things that you're not able to see, or the universe is not showing you at this time, because the Camel takes a journey across the desert that is quite difficult, it's quite arduous, it's quite long, and for miles and miles and miles all you see is desert, and then suddenly you see an oasis. But this camel, because it is able to find balance, is saying, actually, in finding the balance, in understanding about applying energetic approach to what you're doing, understanding the energy that you're giving something. Is it constructive? Is it destructive? Is it helping you move? Are you flying forward now with a momentum and enjoying it? Or is fear holding you back? Do you feel like you want to put on the, what do they call them? Stabilizers, or are you able to take the stabilizers off now and do this freewheeling? So with this Chariot and with the Camel, you are in uncharted territory. You are in a terrain that may appear that nothing is there, but just watch out for that oasis that's coming forward for you. So that is Tuesday. Now we're going to look at Wednesday for you. Thank you, my darling. Wednesday, third message for you, Scorpios. Thank you, my darlings. Right, 5 of Pentacles. And the Hierophant is on the bottom of the deck. So the Hierophant is saying, within this space of your worry, all right, within this space that that is your mental mind causing you to feel trapped within this space. Within the space of that, you're in this early stages of the bamboo you see here with the panda. And the first year the bamboo sleeps, the second year it creeps, the third year it leaps. So you might be in those early stages, but it's starting to grow. And it is only your focus on, you know, those thoughts, those destructive thoughts that you have. Remember, where attention goes, energy flows. That is trapping you at this time. The mind is creating a prison for you. But actually, if you were to take your thoughts, be indifferent to what you think things should be, and actually accept where things are right now, all sorts of wondrous things are going to happen. So what Spirit is saying is, there are messages that are coming through to you. This is the Hierophant. This is the messages from the universe for you. This is the guru, the teacher, the helper, the guide, whoever's come into your life right now, or coming into your life, or has come in, that is there broadcasting a message to you. So Spirit wants you to, just like you would turn the radio on, to actively listen to something, start coming into an active listen mode, okay? Start to set your radio signal to active listening, consciously listening. And especially if something you haven't heard for a while, somebody you haven't heard from a while, you might have a conversation with, or a film that you're really looking forward to watch, or something on the radio, anything. And if you get that little fleeting feeling, oh, there's a message here, start. Really actively listen, because when you hear that message and it resonates with you, and it sets therefore a vibrational relationship with you and what is out there, and you follow that vibrational relationship because you think, oh goodness, that makes sense, or actually no, that's something I'd like to do. That is following the breadcrumbs. That is following the Hierophant, following source wisdom thoughts for you. So there we go. So that is Wednesday. Let's look at Thursday for you. Funny little cards inside, you love them. And it's going to come through music for a lot of you. Thank you. Sorry, Daisy, I've just knocked her on the head with a card. It's going to come through with music. She's got her dancing shoes on here, but it's also going to come through with those sort of, maybe those meditation things, because there's a bit of yoga happening here. This is just for some of you that you'll receive stuff. It may be your intuition, it may be your knowings coming through, but it may also be something that's coming to you externally from the universe, and they want, your soul, Spirit wants you to listen. Listen to understand, not just to reply. So Knight of Wands has come in for Thursday. The Knight of Wands, the horse here. So the Knight of Wands is about having, in this reading, it's about having consistency in your life. It's about setting your intention, setting your focus, trusting, believing, preparing, being indifferent, pulling yourself away from things that you know are not good for you, habitual things, people, scenarios, negative things on social media, making sure that your approach at this time, because this is the Knight of Wands, this is the Knight of fire, this is the Knight of desire. So this is making that night much more, less of an in and out energy, but much more consistent at this time. And harnessing your understanding, because it's, I would love to see a horse, because it's all about harnessing your spiritual power, harnessing the power of your desire. How powerful are you? Think about that word power, powerful. How full of power are you? You are full of power when you understand who you are, why you're here, what your soul's intent is. And actually you're going to kind of say to your identity personality side, you know what, I'm just going to put you aside for a little bit now and just focus on my desire. because this is what's important at this time, because this is my soul's intent and there's a reason for it. And most of you know what your soul's intent and desire is. So I don't know why the iguana is here. It's a specific message for somebody, but if you do know, do let me know. So let's have a look now. And again, this horse is on the desert. So you are incredibly adaptable. You're incredibly able to more than survive, thrive in environments that others can't. And sometimes we forget how good we are at doing certain things, and we need to be able to have a little reminder. So, you know, Spirit is saying here that, you know, this is something that, you know, with this chariot, with riding this bike, you can do this, you can do this. And he's enjoying himself. And I'm going to go back to this card. He's also all dressed up. So he's obviously very good at it, something he enjoys to do. So you're very good at what you do, my darling. And maybe you just need a little reminder going forward. So where were we? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think we're coming on to Friday now. We'll write down Friday. I get very confused. Let's do Friday. Thank you, Spirit. I think you've got 2 cards for Thursday. Friday, thank you. If you're getting an extra Friday, then it's a bonus, isn't it? Friday, thank you, Spirit. Well, bless you, darlings. You got the Tower, but that's not surprising. So the Tower. Remind me what this little creature is here. What I'm feeling with this is she's got her hands there kind of against what it's almost like the wallpaper of the clouds. It's a reminder for you that although you feel that you're out of control, actually on a soul level, you're fully in control of this. You are causing and creating this change, this disturbance, you might want to see it, but I call it that dissolving, that dissipating, the disappearing of what is meant to be leaving your life in order to expand into what is. Intensely observing, a little bit scared at times, a little bit afraid, but it's okay, my darling. That black and white talks about balance again in your life. It's been blocking you before, and so just give yourself a pat on the back, because if you're going through big changes, it's because you've been through and overcome and taken what was an obstacle and made it a challenge and learned from it. And so the universe has given you a tick box and said, well, okay, you've done that structure, now we're going to move on to another expanded structure for you. So you're evolving. Every tower is an evolutionary big moment in time for you. And maybe Scorpios get a little bit more towers than others, but you're big wise old souls who've chosen these great big paths that you're on at the moment. So the tower is a sign that the universe isn't stagnant. It's never stagnant. It's evolving. And just remember, as the universe, as source energy, you have an innate ability, a natural ability to evolve, to change. And remember that we've done it for millions of years, but I just think it's with more and more and more and more conditioning. As we become more evolved, we've also allowed the personality ego side to step in more, and therefore that conditioning creates that fear of change. But change is wonderful, because change is ever expanding your opportunity, your growth, your perception of the world, yourself. So as much as possible, embrace that tower sometimes. Thank you, Spirit. Let's look at Saturday. Ooh, hello, the Lovers. The Lovers, emotional, very strong emotional relationships, connection for some of you with this resonating. The Lovers is a card of choices that you're making at this time with regard to something that is very lifelong, that is an important part of your life, important part of your journey. And what Spirit is saying here is that there is that connection. There is that soul connection. It is a soul tribe, soul family. There is a reason for this relationship. It's not just on a love side. It's not just that. It's also the soul reason, the soul gift for this relationship. There's lots of things there. But with this, it's the clear message this is coming out with regarding this reading now is listen to understand, not just reply. And I've said that before in this reading. These are parrots. They tend to talk, they tend to parrot. So listen to understand, do some active listening in your relationships at this time, because there is nuggets of information that you're going to receive. See it that you're being delivered a message. Listen to understand, not just to reply. With regards, love. So, and then Sunday. I feel like I got an extra day. I think you've got an 8-day week here. Maybe you didn't, but let's see. Wow. Sunday, the Death card, the wonderful Death card, and the Page of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Let me show you those two. This, for me, it's not funny. I was at a car boot sale yesterday and I saw this. This, for me, is absolutely cutting out now of your life and consciously doing it. Things that held you back, things that made you feel negatively about yourself, things that made you feel you couldn't move forward. This is the end of enough. Ça suffit, Spirit says, the universe says, of believing that you can't. Because you can, my darling, whatever it is you're looking to do, and you will. But what it takes from you is your belief in yourself. Because when you believe in yourself, you are filling yourself up to the brim with self-love and self-empowerment and a kind of vibration that's almost like a steam train. It pushes things forward, it encourages things to happen. So with this card, with the Death card and the Page of Swords, it's almost like you've been, I'm getting the word sort of procrastinating or dithering, interesting word, dithering, or holding back on actually achieving something that you really wish to achieve. And Spirit is saying, just do it. Just do it. Just do what you need to do at this time. And a lot of this is, you've got here books, a lot of books here. So there's a lot of, and with the Page of Swords, it's air communication. There's a lot of information that literally is ready to come through for you. Transformation, the transfer of information, but it will come through when you cut out from your life, or you make it your intent to stop addictive habits, destructive habits, destructive ways of thinking, holding on to relationships that and that's why I'm so pleased to see that 8 of Cups at the beginning, holding on to relationships and things that just make you feel not so great. Or you're constantly trying to work at something that just keeps getting shown it's not for you. Just letting go and surrendering and saying, do you know what? It can disappear from my life. It can dissolve. It can dissipate. It can disappear, because I know what's intended for me is coming in. And this is the Death card. It's the end of old ways of doing things and the beginning of new ways of embracing things. And the first thing you're going to embrace, my darling, is yourself. So you're going to give yourself a virtual hug and say thank you to yourself. Thank you for being brave and strong, courageous enough to step forward and do and see and live life differently now. And see it that you are life experiencing itself, and you're going to have fun with it, and you are going to receive. So say thank you for everything I'm going to receive. Thank you. I'm willing. Bring it on and let it come into you, because the Page of Swords is a divine moment of divine inspiration, divine clarity, divine knowledge, infinite intelligence that's there. If you're tuned in and tapped on and ready to receive it and believe it, it's there for you, my darling. So that is your reading. I am going to give you one oracle card. What are we going to use, Spirit? What are we going to use? What are we going to use? Let's do the Sacred Traveler. Thank you for Scorpio for this reading. Thank you. Small habits, darling, big changes. Small habits, big changes. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. What card wants to come out? got two. Okay, so bottom of the deck, wise leader. You are a beacon for others. Your soul knows what it's doing, my darling, and this is your soul's intent. So, but in order to be a wise leader, you have to experience things along your life, don't you? You have to, all of these life experiences are leading you into being a wise leader for others. You can't suddenly be that person unless you truly understand what being that person is and why you are that person. And it also means that others, you will listen to understand when others come to you. So you're a warrior woman. This is sort of reminding me of that panther in the beginning of my video, which I really rather love, because panthers are that amazing hunter, amazing solitude, love their space, but they're kind of stealth, aren't they? And they are beautiful and they are courageous and it's amazing to see them. So this is you stepping forward. Be like the panther, okay? You're taking on a leadership role, but you've got to lead yourself first into that role. You've got to help yourself. And then you've got, which many of you are doing, many of you are doing, and then you've got begin now, take your first step. So whatever you're being asked to leave, although however comfortable it is, but you feel that craving and that urging, then do it, my darling, because your higher self can see past all the obstacles, all the problems, and can see ahead. And this is begin now. So thank you, Spirit. There is something in that. Hang on, I'll come back to it. Begin now. Take your first step. Take the step. What is the creative first step? What is the step that's going to allow you to move beyond the boundaries of your comfortable, energetic space where you are? And look along this journey. You've got, chickens mean abundance, and chickens are obviously rebirth as well. But you've got the beginnings of the harvest, the beginnings of the growth happening for you. And the path is pretty clear. I mean, it may twist and turn a little bit. I know we all like a straight line, but it's necessary. Each and every twist and turn is leaving a necessary imprint for you. So begin now, take the first step. And for those of you that have started ascending the mountain, keep going forward. Keep creating that momentum. Keep, almost feel yourself, feel that, turn that tide into a tsunami. Keep creating the momentum, keep the consistency. I know when I do my readings, if I am consistent with them, I'm in a constant flow. The moment I take a little break away, you're starting again with that momentum. And I love it when I'm in this creative flow, this creative momentum. So keep going forward. This is your quest. You have the right questions to ask. You are asking the right questions. You will then, in that seeking, receive the answer, but you have to keep wanting to do this and keep moving forward. Keep ascending that mountain, my darling. There we are. So that is the end of your reading for this week. I look forward to doing another one for you next week. In the meantime, enjoy my daily readings. And if this reading resonated and you wish for a personal reading, the details are in the description box below. And if you would like to join this channel, I've got lots of lovely perks for you, so do take a look at them by hitting the join button. Thank you as ever, my darlings, for all of your likes, your comments, your shares, your subscribes, everything. I adore you, and take care, my darlings. Lots of love. Bye bye.